Hey, kia ora. Helen Bromsey coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Today is, welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast, episode number 1417. It is Serenity Sunday. It is Father's Day here in the US. So happy Father's Day to all the dads, all the father figures that are out there as well, because you have a huge role that you play as well. So I hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling Father's Day, full of lots of love and laughter and just good dad stuff. I understand it's also Father's Day in the UK. New Zealand's Father's Day doesn't occur until September. So, my dad gets 2 Father's Days. So I'll be wishing him happy Father's Day later on today. But welcome to the show. It's Serenity Sunday. How are things going in your world? What did you think of last night's announcement for our Before the Dirt Nap adventure, Caribbean Pirates? I mean, that's going to be awesome. In fact, I still have my swashbuckler hat here. We'll keep that over there for now. Yeah, that one needs a mirror to put it on, not a camera. It has been a quiet day here. Seffi's joined us. See? Seffi's joined us right here. She's on the chair. Usually when I'm on camera, she's on the floor behind me because she gets a little camera shy. But tonight, I guess she figured she deserved the comfort of the recliner. But anyway, so we've had a semi-busy day today. Yesterday, I had my mastermind group, which was absolutely phenomenal and amazing and everything else. And then the evening got topped up with the announcement of our Before the Dirt Nap adventure, Caribbean Pirates. If you want to join us down in the description below, you can join us at pirates.beforethedirtnap.com. And that link is down there below. You'll see it in the description area. It's got Before the Dirt Nap Adventures, Caribbean Pirates, and then the link is right there. That's got all the information there. And so you can go there, you can have a look at the information. And then if you want to reserve, you can. It's a $400 deposit per person. We have to have those in by August 30th, I think it is, of this year. I think that was the date. But you can always go back and look at last night's presentation as well to see the sailing ship. We're actually going to be on an actual sailing ship with masts. It's got like 33 or 36, 38 masts. It's under 4. It's less than 40 sails, on there. And there are times that you're allowed to get up in the rigging there and help set the sails. You can go all the way up to the crow's nest. You can go out on the net that's on the front of the ship there, under the bow of the ship, and just relax there while we're out sailing. That's going to be so much fun. It's going to be an experience I have never had before. I have been on sailing boats before. I have sailed on yachts, but this will be something like I have never done before. And this one is the length of a football field end to end. So it's one of their smaller ships. They have 2 that are the size at 166 passengers and like 95 crew members. So it's going to be awesome. But today was a kind of a lazy day. We got a lazy start. She just realized I was on camera, so she's now on the floor. She cracks me up. We had a lazy start. We didn't go for a walk till like around 9 or 10 o'clock, and it was already in the 90s when we went for a walk. So we did a kind of an extended morning walk that we normally do, and then we got there was a picnic area by a children's playground. So we went and we sat in the picnic area. We were under the shade, had some water, and then walked home again. It was a good outing. It was nice. It was, even though it was like 95, it didn't really feel, okay, so 95 degrees here compared to 95 degrees where the RV is parked is very different. At this park, there's a lot of trees out there, a lot of shade that you can walk through. And you've got the pavements are up here, the street level's up here, and then it goes down into like these bowls. And they've got these risen areas where they'll have like playgrounds there or gardens. And then there's bowls on either side. And so these bowls have the drains emptying into them for when you've got the storms coming through and things like that. And Zephy last night for the first time, got to see a remote control car. It was hilarious. She wanted to go chase that thing. She was like, what is that? Like when she first saw it, she like froze, 1 paw in the air, 3 paws on the ground, 1 paw, her front paw in the air, and she just froze and just watched this thing. And then she suddenly lurched to try and go and chase it. And I was like, yeah, no. And the kid that was operating saw Zephy's reaction. So he got the remote control car, and his dad's standing up on one of those rise pieces between the bowls. And so he brings the car back, and then he turns it towards Zeffie, and Zeffie's like, she would not take her eyes off this thing. And then she got down like she was either going to play or pounce. I wasn't sure what till she did it, but she did pounce. But he kept the car well out of her reach, and it zoomed off, and Zeffie pounced and then tried to chase this thing. And the kid was absolutely, you could see the big grin on his face that Zeffie had that reaction to his car. So that was kind of interesting. But today we finished watching the Night Agent series throughout the day, did an episode here, an episode there. Between the episodes, unpacked boxes, had a nap, that sort of stuff. It's Sunday. Oh, we even went out after we got back from our walk. It was like around almost 11 o'clock or something. So I thought, for the last 2 weeks, we've been here at the house. We haven't really gone anywhere except for the only time I've been away from the house was last weekend when I was over in Scottsdale and Zeffie was at the dog sitters. And I thought, we're going to go get a burger and fries. Not a McDonald's burger and fries. After Friday night's label reading, how to read food label thing. So we went off to Culver's, which is the frozen custard thing. They had something about double dipped strawberries or something to do with strawberries for their flavor of the day. I was like, yeah, not really interested in that. So I got, they have this really yummy mushroom Swiss burger. And I like that. It comes with no onions, no pickles on it. It's just mushrooms, Swiss cheese, and 1, 2 or 3 patties. You tell them how many you want. And then we got the medium fries to go with it. And instead of doing the normal soda thing, I thought, I'm going to go with the milkshake. So they also have malts there. And I love peppermint. I love mint malt. I know it sounds weird to some people, but when I was back in the Air Force, back in the Wayback Machine in my Air Force days, we worked in a civilian building called Bunny Street, and it was a building directly opposite the railway station in Wellington, and that building has since been demolished, and I think there's like a parking lot on there now. But there was this little store, which is still there, this little cafe area that's still there, and I would go over there and get a spearmint malt. And that was my flavor, and they ended up calling it Helen's Shake. And I'm going, can I have a Helen's Shake, please? And so they'd make me up the spearmint malt, which was so yum. And so Culver's has mint, and they also have malt. So I asked for a mint malt. Malted mint is what I asked for. And so they made it for me, a mint milkshake with malt in it, and it was so good. Oh, that was good. And we got back home here. We had our lunch and unpacked another box. And let's see, what did we find today, Zeffie? What did we find? We found the pots and pans. So the kitchen is coming together rather nicely. We got the Tupperware box emptied, and I've got containers and lids all over the place because I'm not putting anything in the cupboard that doesn't have a lid or doesn't have a container. So if I've got a lid, I need a container for it. We've got to put them together before they go in the cupboard. So we've got a whole stack of those going on. And I know the plastic stuff is through several boxes. So I can't throw anything out until we get everything sorted. So did that, opened up another box. All my Temuka was in it. And Temuka is a place in New Zealand that makes this amazing pottery. That does this beautiful pottery that's all glazed and everything else. It's just hard wearing. It's tough as nails. Although I did have one break, but that's okay. But my casserole dish was there. There was a double serving dish there. The flan dish is okay. What other bits out of the Temuka? There was several pieces in there that came out perfectly fine. I was like, yay. So got that unpacked. Then the next box was, and of course, after the nap, I was sort of like, we'd open up like 4 boxes. I think we did 7. We've done 7 boxes today. And that's just doing a little bit here and a little bit there. And I opened up one box, and it was like, what was in there? Oh, it had pots and pans RV on it. And I thought, did I pack up because I packed some boxes at the house when we were getting ready to move out of the house and labeled them RV, and I put them in the storage. The problem is that when the movers came and picked up all the boxes and stuff, we got to storage. I had my pile of RV stuff over here. There was another pile of stuff over there. And, I had it categorized. And the guys just went in there and just stacked everything up against the back wall and then moved everything else in. And I'm like, So yeah, so all the stuff that I had marked for the RV got packed into this thing, and I'm like, damn it. And of course, it didn't occur to me at the time that this is what was happening, except for when I went to get the RV, and I'm like, oh. So I did have to go buy some stuff specifically for the RV. But today we found the pots and pans and all my kitchen utensils. So, like, the spatulas and the stirrers and the whisks. Well, I didn't find the whisks. But in the box, I found my New Zealand measuring spoons and my New Zealand measuring cups. I'm like, yes. So if you saw the post of the cookbooks a few days ago, they're called the Australian Women's Weekly Cookbooks, and there are also some New Zealand cookbooks in there too. I now have my New Zealand measuring cups and measuring spoons, so I can now go make those recipes. I'm like, yes, but I haven't found all my baking ware yet. I did find my two of my baking dishes that were Pampered Chef, and both of them had the end broken off them. Like, so I have a call into my Pampered Chef girl to say, hey, you need some more, please. And so I found all my implements and stuff. I found all my garnishing tools, and it was just the pots and pans, and everything was thrown in there with it. So I've spent like the last 30 minutes unloading the box, which is why I was late. And so the pots and pans are now away, or the utensils are now in the utensils drawer. And I'm like, it's starting to fit. And I'm like looking around going, this is starting to feel like a real kitchen now. And then I looked, and if you remember the live video I did a couple of weeks ago of walking into the kitchen, and there were all those boxes there on the other side of the island. Yeah, about over half of those are gone now. And so I'm like, yes. But I do have to get like all the empty boxes are stacked up. I need to get them out of the kitchen, make more room to walk around. But it's starting to feel like a kitchen again, although I do have a lot of serving dishes sitting on my island. So tonight I'll be clearing up the kitchen and putting away all the plastic stuff, the containers that have all their pieces together will get put away. The others will have to stay out until we finish unpacking everything. As we find their little bits and pieces, we can put them away. And because I'm like figuring out now, when I was back in Virginia, what did I have? Because I had a nice big island that had double cupboards, which is similar to what I've got now. And I'm like, what did I keep underneath? Because then I can put that stuff back under there again. So it's a lot of serving dishes and things like that. So that's going to start going back in there. And but I will not run out of rubbish space, out of cupboard space in this. I did find a piggy bank, and it's got vacation savings or something written on it. And I looked at that and I went, oh, that's where that got to, because I have my piggy bank. So I've got one in the RV as well. And just throw the loose change into it. And I picked it up and I went, oh my gosh, there's money in here. And it survived the moves from the house to storage, the storage to the store in California, the storage out here, and then the move to here with coins in it. And I'm like, and there was virtually nothing wrapped around it. And I'm like, how the heck did that happen? So yeah, so I found my piggy bank there, all intact, still with money inside it. But yeah, it's been good. It was a good unpacked day today, and it wasn't rushed. And tomorrow we have the day off for Juneteenth. It's a federal holiday tomorrow. So I'm just sort of like, yeah, we're going to get those boxes out of the kitchen. Because I found some more boxes marked kitchen, and I found a box marked master bedroom, took that down, got it unpacked into the closet. What else was there? Oh, there's one that's got office in it, but yeah, we're a little full in here right now. So I have to figure out the office, but I want to get what's behind me done first. If you see that black thing there, that's actually half of a bookcase. The other half of it is behind the boxes over there. And I actually wanted to try and move all the boxes this way, get that bookcase set up. Where you see those dining chairs, the tabletop is actually down on the floor in front of those chairs, and the legs are out of view. And so I wanted to get the legs on the table, and I kept looking at it going, yeah, I got to move a lot of stuff to get in there to be able to get the legs on. Once I get the legs on the table, I've got to have room to tilt the table, to tip the table up, and then eventually lift it back onto its feet. That's going to take some work. So where that area there has to be cleared in order for me to be able to get the legs on the table, and then give me room to move it up. But right now it's sitting, the tabletop's face down on top of a piece of, on a rug that was given to us. And the legs are sitting there and they just need to be attached. And then we've got to do the flip thing. So it's starting to take shape and it's kind of cool. And, you know, we're starting to get rid of boxes out of the bedroom as well. I did another one out of there yesterday. And the only thing is I have these 2 closet boxes. One is for the garage and it's full of extension cords, which is surprisingly heavy when you put, but I don't know what else is underneath it. I don't know what else is underneath the extension cords, but I know there's a lot of extension cords on top. And the other one has on my speaker, has my 2 tall speakers and the subwoofers in there and I think the receivers in there as well. And maybe the sound bar might be there too. But I've got to get that from the bedroom all the way down the hall and into the family room and get that unpacked, but not right now. Those boxes are staying right where they are. I do have to clear out the craft room. So I might do that for Tuesday morning or something. I don't know. But I got to have it done by Thursday because it's Thursday they're coming in to replace the carpet in the craft room. Fortunately, a lot of it is plastic containers with yarn. So those are going to be really, really easy to move. It's the other bits that aren't going to be so easy, but we'll manage. And there's not a lot of boxes in there, so it's not going to take much to get that out of there. And some of them I can unpack onto the shelves in the closet, which means less boxes to move. So, but tomorrow we should have, fingers crossed, all the boxes out of the kitchen by tomorrow. That's my goal, to have the kitchen, all the boxes gone from the kitchen, even if they have to go to other rooms to be unpacked because they belong in other spaces. But so it's been a very nice, relaxing day, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, and it's surprising how much we got done. So I'm really wrapped with what was accomplished today, and I still got my Serenity Sunday in there. What do you think, Zeph? Did we get Serenity Sunday done? Yep, we got Serenity Sunday done. We got our nap in. We stretched out and watched a bit of TV and takeaway. So now that I've found my pans and my pots and pans and utensils, I've got to get them all washed before I can use them because they're all covered in dust and crap from being boxed up. And then we'll be good to use them. And I'm looking forward to having, I'm going to have scrambled eggs. I've been wanting to make scrambled eggs on toast. I have bread in the freezer. I have the eggs. And now I found my pans and the utensils. I can make scrambled eggs for breakfast tomorrow if I want. Yay! So I'm looking forward to the fact now that I have my pots and pans and my utensils that I can start cooking meals here at the house. I've been doing a lot of meals that don't require, although I've got the pulled pork. And let me tell you a really cool secret with the pulled pork. It was cooked in barbecue sauce. It has I've drizzled a little, I've got it sitting in a silicone bag, which is meant to be food safe and all of that sort of stuff. And because I didn't have plastic containers, but I did have these silicone bags, which are good for freezing, refrigeration, food storage, and all that sort of stuff. And so I put the pulled pork in there after I bought it. And then I got what was left of the bottle, which was the stem and then about this much into the body, and tossed that in there. And now I can and then I sealed the bag up and was able to toss the pulled pork in there into the barbecue sauce. Well, it left a lot of residue of barbecue sauce around the top part of the bag. So as I take pulled pork out, I drag it through that sauce, and it happens to be just enough. Now, the sauce that I happened to pick up had a little bit of kick of spice to it, but you mash a banana, you mix it up with the pulled pork, and it takes away the spiciness. I was like, I like that. And it gives a little bit of sweetness to it as well. And I thought, I kind of like that combo. I'm doing that tomorrow. So, yes, tonight. And then tomorrow with the scrambled eggs and stuff, I can make a pulled pork omelette if I wanted to. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that. So it's, getting the kitchen unpacked. I tell you, getting the kitchen organized, it really starts to feel like home when your kitchen is organized. I don't know about anybody else, but that's me. My mum always taught us when we moved was she always took bedding with us when we moved and had the box, and the box had the electric kettle in so they could have their coffee. In New Zealand, we did instant coffee. And mugs, plates, knives, and we had camping plates, basically plastic. So we didn't have to worry about breaking any dishes or anything else. And she had the chili bin or the cooler filled up with some refrigerated stuff. And so she had refreshments for everybody, including the movers, when they were unpacking everything. And then as soon as the bedrooms were set up, like the beds were set up, we went in there and we made the beds. And her theory was if nothing else happened, if nothing else got done that day, we had somewhere to sleep that night. So it was always the beds were the first things that were made. And because she had all the bedding in the car with us, so we didn't have to go diving through boxes. And then she had her her kitchen kit, which gave us enough stuff to, usually it was some of the times, I remember sometimes we would have fish and chips that night in our new home. Because not everything was unpacked for the kitchen and that sort of stuff. So we had to find things and all of that. But my mum was pretty good at, she's kind of a moving pro, that woman. She is a moving pro. Although I'm not so, because they learned to trim stuff down. I tend to hoard. Although this unmoving thing, the unpacking stuff, recycle, trash, donate, sell, whatever. But my mum had it down to a science on the moving thing, and made it very quick and her goal was to set up the house as a home very quickly, so we would feel at home very quickly, and she did an amazing job of that. I learned a lot from her, except the hoarding piece. I tend to hoard and hold on to things, and so as I'm going through boxes, I'm finding old brochures, old magazines. They're going straight into the recycle bin. Because I don't need them cluttering up the house. So I am learning. I'm learning. It's taken a few years, but I'm learning. So anyway, hope all the dads are having a super fantastic, sparkling Father's Day, even those that are father figures for kids. And I hope you all got to have a beautiful Serenity Sunday, just a day of relaxation, taking a step back, taking time for yourself, and just enjoying the day. And now we're going to go and let's see, it's 6:30. We're going to be going for WALK in about an hour when it cools off, because it got to 105 today. It was already 95 at was it 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock this morning? Was it 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock this morning when we went for a walk. And it's just gotten hotter. But I have to tell you, being in a house makes it so much easier than being in an RV. Because in the RV, we would have been like, and done literally nothing the entire day, except hang out in the bedroom where it would have been the coolest, and just blobbed for the day. But today we're in the house here, we've got stuff done. Zeffie's been zooming around the house. She's been taking naps, as you can see behind me. There she is on the floor. There she is. Hang on. There she is on the floor behind me, over the shoulder. If I can't find her, she's usually in here, either on the floor or on the recliner. I don't think she realizes that she's on. Are you on camera, Zeffie? Zeff. Hello. Say hello to everybody. So anyway, go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys. We'll catch you guys back here at 6 p.m. tomorrow, Pacific time tomorrow. Enjoy, if you're here in the States, enjoy a holiday tomorrow, and we'll catch you guys at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Hey, konera.